You know that person who's perfectly fine being alone? Nothing sad about it. Nothing happened. They just enjoy it. Plans get canceled, and they're not upset, they're quietly relieved. A whole weekend opens up with nothing on it, and they're not scrambling to fill it, they're looking forward to it. You probably know that person. You might be that person, and there's actually a reason that works the way it does. Here's what most people don't see about your day. You show up. You're present. You engage. You ask questions. You listen. And none of it is forced. You actually care about these people. But somewhere around hour 5 or 6 of being around others, something starts to wear thin. Your mood is fine. Something underneath it just starts to wear. A quiet kind of tired that has nothing to do with sleep, and then you're alone. Could be anywhere. Your room, a bench somewhere, a quiet corner of a cafe, and something just releases. Your shoulders drop. Your face relaxes into whatever it actually wants to be. You didn't even notice you were holding it together until you didn't have to anymore. There's a name for what just happened. Psychologists call it impression management. Whenever another person is present, even someone you love, your brain quietly runs a background process. It's monitoring how you're coming across, adjusting your expressions, matching your reactions to what the moment seems to expect. You don't choose to do it. It just runs, and it burns energy the entire time. So when you're finally by yourself, that relief isn't just a feeling, your brain is putting down a cognitive load it's been carrying all day. And that load is why socializing costs you more than it seems to cost everyone else. You go out with friends, you laugh, you're engaged, you genuinely have a good time, and the next day you need to just not talk to anyone. Sometimes for a full day, sometimes 2. Meanwhile, everyone else bounces back like the night recharged them. People who drain faster in social settings tend to process what's happening around them at a higher resolution. You're not just hearing what someone says, you picked up on how their tone changed mid-sentence. You noticed someone at the table went quiet. You registered the shift in energy when a certain topic came up, and nobody else seemed to catch it. All of that runs in the background, and all of it costs processing power. The recovery time you need afterward is just your brain coming down from running all of that at once, which is exactly why being alone doesn't feel empty to you. Think about what your alone time actually looks like. You're sitting somewhere by yourself and you're genuinely fine. Not killing time, not waiting for something better. You can stare out a window for 10 minutes thinking about nothing in particular. You can start a show, pause it halfway through, and just sit there. You haven't spoken out loud in hours, and nothing about that bothers you. Nobody's asking what you're doing or why you're being quiet. There's no performance to maintain. Just you existing on your own terms. Now, not every version of alone time is the same thing. There's a version of this that's avoidance, pulling away from people because something feels too hard. That's real, and it's worth being honest about. But psychologists actually separate the two. There's isolation driven by anxiety or fear, and there's something called intrinsic solitude. That's when you choose to be alone, because the experience itself is genuinely rewarding, not because you're running from anything. And people who operate on intrinsic solitude tend to score high on a trait called dispositional autonomy, meaning your sense of well-being is regulated by your own internal compass instead of needing other people around to feel okay. Once you see that line between the two, the rest of how you operate starts making sense. Like when plans get canceled and you feel that quiet wave of relief, you meant it when you said yes. Part of you wanted to go, but getting back a few unscheduled, unmonitored hours you weren't expecting to have, that's a pretty good trade. Or the people who keep telling you should get out more, or don't you get lonely? They're not trying to be annoying. They genuinely think an empty schedule is a problem, because for them, it is their baseline needs people around to feel settled. Yours just doesn't. They hear I spent the whole weekend alone and think something went wrong. You're thinking that was the plan. So that thing where you enjoy your own company more than most people seem to understand, there's a reason it works. And it's the same reason it's always worked. Your brain just doesn't need an audience to feel at home. Some people recharge in a crowd. You recharge when they leave. If you've ever wondered why you need so much longer to bounce back after socializing, same psychology, different angle. Like and subscribe if you want that one next.